Kentucky artist has opened up a shop that puts a new twist on coffee. Tony Davis owns Kentucky Nose Studios, where he ages coffee beans in bourbon barrels. WKYT's Mike Linden is talking to Davis about the process and the new business.
Tony Davis is the owner of Kentucky Nose Studios in the Lexington Distillery District, where he creates art from Buffalo Trace bourbon barrels. It wasn't until recently that Davis began aging coffee beans in the bourbon barrels, creating his own unique Kentucky twist on coffee.
The pores of the coffee are opened, and of course that infusion of those caramelized sugars and spice, vanillas and maples are into that bean as it is, of course, handled properly.
Despite the aging process in bourbon barrels, the coffee is non-alcoholic.
We want to offer a different experience so that people in our community can bring their kids here. You don't have to be 21 to come here.
Davis has only been selling the artisan coffee for a few months, but he's already found the business to be surprising.
Davis says he currently has 13 barrels filled with coffee, currently in the middle of the aging process. But when he filled one barrel in particular, what was on the side of the barrel caught him by surprise. This wasn't an ordinary Buffalo Trace distillery barrel. It was a Pappy Van Winkle 23-year-old barrel.
The coffee and those barrels is definitely an experience.
While he didn't ask for the Pappy barrel specifically, Davis says he's grateful to work with Buffalo Trace Distillery.
The people make the brand doesn't make the people are the heartbeat.
In Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
Davis has several different flavors of coffee for sale, including bourbon, caramel bourbon, and for a limited time, bourbon pumpkin spice.
Eastside Community Church held several services this morning, which brought out hundreds of people to support Officer Ellis and his family.
In this difficult week for police, we will show you how an 8-year-old is telling officers that the community appreciates them.
Dozens gathered tonight in Nicholasville to rally around the family of an injured Jessamine County paramedic after doctors telling them he's not expected to survive.
This is WKYT News at 6.
They are honoring an officer killed in the line of duty. Thanks for watching WKYT on the CW Lexington. I'm Kristen Kennedy. Officer Daniel Ellis died Friday at UK Chandler Hospital. He was in critical condition from a gunshot wound he got during a robbery investigation. Since his death, communities across the Commonwealth have been praying for Ellis and for his family. WKYT's Mike Byer was in Richmond this morning, where one church remembered him. Mike begins our top story team coverage.
Hundreds of people came out to Eastside Community Church this morning in honor of Officer Ellis and his family.
We've called this Hope Sunday because we believe that there's hope.
As the community of Richmond tries to heal from the tragic death of police officer Daniel Ellis, Eastside Community Church opened their doors to help with the grieving process. The two services this morning brought out close to 550 people, and there's still one more gathering tonight at 6:30. Many of those in attendance were law enforcement, as well as people who Officer Ellis made a huge impact on. They were treated with inspirational music, words from community leaders, and were able to join one another in prayer, all while a slideshow of the fallen hero and his family played overhead. Virgil Grant is the senior pastor of the church. He says the murder of Officer Ellis has created a turning point for the city.
Turning points can be bad or it can be good, and I think that what was meant for evil, that this community has taken it and turned it into something wonderful.
Services here at Eastside Community Church for Officer Ellis and his family are just one of many things happening around Richmond. Beginning on Monday, Ace Hardware will hand out 2,000 free blue light bulbs for people to display outside. All they're asking for in return is a donation, which will go straight towards Officer Ellis and his family. In Richmond, Mike Byer, WKYT.
There will be another vigil tonight for Officer Ellis at 9 o'clock at the Kentucky Law Enforcement Memorial in Richmond. Visitation for Officer Ellis will be Tuesday from 2 until 8 at Alumni Coliseum on the Eastern Kentucky University campus in Richmond. His funeral will be Wednesday morning at 11, also at Alumni Coliseum. The family asked that donations be made to the Kentucky Law Enforcement Memorial Foundation. Because of the funeral and visitation, EKU is canceling classes at all campuses between 4:45 Tuesday afternoon and 4:30 Wednesday afternoon. All Madison County schools and Model Laboratory School will be closed Wednesday for the funeral. A lot of people are reaching out right now to law enforcement, reminding them how grateful they are for their service to our community. Those acts of kindness and of gratitude aren't just coming from adults in Central Kentucky. WKYT's Sean Moody caught up with a child who wanted to make a small difference in the lives of police.
When you're an 8-year-old kid who loves police officers,
I wanted to be one when I grew up, and I thought I appreciated them a lot.
it hurts to see them hurt.
Well, I thought that when it said they were sad, I thought that I could cheer them up doing that.
That memorial on Officer Daniel Ellis's cruiser in Richmond gave 8-year-old Jacob Lee an idea.
I wanted to be happy, so I was like, well, maybe they could have lunch or something.
Jacob and his parents got 6 McDonald's gift cards to hand out to police officers where they live in Berea. They came across Sergeant Jake Reed yesterday.
We were working a case and I was taking some statements when Jacob and his family pulled up. He just handed me the letter and told me thank you for what you do.
For these police officers that Jacob is giving free lunches to, this is about a whole lot more than just a burger and fries.
Sometimes you get to looking through your drawer and you see something you haven't seen in a while, and it makes you feel good. The fact that he thought of this and thought enough to do it for us, it means a lot.
For a kid who loves police officers so much,
I got you a shirt. How about that?
That would do.
Will that do?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here you go.
it's nice to know they love him back.
You're welcome.
In Madison County, Sean Moody, WKYT.
For more information on how you can help support law enforcement, including the Ellis family, just go to WKYT.com. We are posting all fundraisers and services that we know about right there. This week has been a very difficult one for first responders in Kentucky. A paramedic from Jessamine County is fighting for his life at UK Chandler Hospital. Nicholasville police say Thursday night an ambulance clipped a car on East Maple Street. Paramedic John Mackey got out of the car, and that's when we're told another car hit him. Tonight, people are praying for him at a vigil. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is in Jessamine County to show us a community that is hoping Mackey pulls through. Hillary.
Good evening, Kristen. Tonight's prayer vigil wrapped up behind me about 30 minutes ago, and it started out with some devastating news and a shift in focus to John Mackey's loved ones as Jessamine County's judge executive stood up and passed on a message from his family that the longtime paramedic is not expected to survive. Mackey was critically injured when he was hit by a vehicle on Thursday. Nicholasville police say Mackey's ambulance was responding to a call at the jail when they collided with a moving vehicle on Main Street. The ambulance pulled over so that Mackey could check the damage, but the other car did not stop. And investigators say when Mackey got out to check the damage, he was hit by another vehicle in the area. He has been at UK Hospital ever since, and tonight dozens gathered outside of the Jessamine County Courthouse to pray for Mackey, his family, and fellow crew members. County leaders say the outpouring of support has been incredible and the family is very appreciative. Jessamine County EMS crews say they are also very thankful for the support shown by surrounding crews who have come in to cover shifts so they can be at the hospital with Mackey and his family.
It's been very traumatic, many emotions, several things happening emotionally with families and the crews because the crews do come together as a family in Jessamine County, and it's affected everyone from our judge executive all the way down to the families of the crews.
Now, something out here that folks say they are clinging to as something positive to come from this is the fact that the man who worked for nearly 2 decades to save others' lives will continue to do so as an organ donor. Live in Nicholasville, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Hillary, thank you. More rounds of showers are moving back into the area, and it looks like those chilly temperatures will stick around into our work week. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell is in now with an early look at the forecast.
At least as we start things off, we'll see temperatures like they are right now again tomorrow. That will be thanks to the rainfall, it looks like. And as we look outside, We're in the 40s and 50s in most locations today. It looked fantastic out there, but that chill, that pesky chill, was hard to shake. Right now in Lexington, we're at 47, 46 toward Danville, and you got low and mid 50s hanging out across southeastern sections of Kentucky. Here's what our Defender Network looks like right now, and it's pretty quiet. Can't even find any clouds yet. They'll start streaming in from the south, and that's going to mean we start tracking some rain chances eventually, especially I think as we cross over into the afternoon and evening. Notice temperatures are pretty steady from the beginning of that forecast period all the way to the end. Nothing action-packed tonight. It's more so as we get into your Monday. So we'll start off around 46 there at 9, and then throughout the day, temperatures staying steady there into the low 50s, with the rain chances increasing as we head through the afternoon and into the evening hours. That's the first wave of rain we get this week. Another comes midweek, and it might pack more of a punch. We will track those chances coming up for you in just a few minutes.
2 people are behind bars after leading deputies on a chase through 10 counties today. The chase started in Franklin County, where the sheriff says a drunk man pulled into a Valero gas station. When a deputy tried to talk to the man, the sheriff says he took off. Deputies chased him and his passenger for 131 miles. The sheriff says the man finally wrecked in Greenup County. Deputies arrested Christopher Lavelle and Julia Essman this morning.